What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Power Gamers Tactics Room. I'm your host, Bill Braun Bafflestone. And with me today, once again, I have my lovely assistant,
Adelina.
And today, we have another episode of my Showdown series,
where we look at comparable abilities to determine which ones are better.
Correct. And what abilities do we have stepping into the proverbial arena tonight, Adelina?
First level blasts.
First level blasts. There are 16 first level blasts in this game, but in a showdown, only one gets to walk away. So we need to figure out which is the best, and to do that, we are going to rate them. So as per usual, I have a 10-point rating system with an additional decimal point for granularity, which results in tiers, and I will be putting my ratings on the screen, as well as the notes that inform those ratings, so that I don't have to talk about every detail. One thing I should point out before we begin is that the highest rating for the best first level blast is only tier 5. Relative to other spells, first level blasts don't really hold up because cantrips scale, and at 5th level, you get a second damage dice on your cantrips. When that happens, they basically reach parity with first level blasts, so you're very rarely going to want to actually spend a spell slot on a first level blast at this point, generally opting for a cantrip. And this is the point in your career where you have better blasts available and you start using your first level spells for reactions and utility. So that said, let's take a look. There are 16 spells, as I said. There are 2 in the lowest tier, tier 3. What do we have starting us off at the bottom, Adelina?
Number 16, Witch Bolt.
Witch Bolt. You can see it's terrible, but the most terrible thing is that it's concentration. Oh my god, you don't want concentration on your blast spells. The whole point is that you put up a concentration spell and then you blast on top of it. Having a concentration on your blast spell is just dumb. Get out of here. Next.
Number 15, Acid Stream.
Oh, Acid Stream. You can see how wonderful this spell is, and it has concentration. Bad. That's why those spells are at the bottom, tier 3. Most of the first level blasts can be found in tier 4, where we have 10 spells. The bottom being
Number 14, Earth Tremor.
Earth Tremor. This is the first of the first level area of effect blasts, and it's the worst. I mean, it does have a really nice debuff in prone, and the difficult terrain isn't too bad, but just everything else is so bad. If you're going to get an area of effect first level blast, there are better. Next.
Number 13, Ray of Sickness.
Oh, yeah, what an unimpressive debuff. I mean, get out of here. Next.
Number 12, Ice Knife.
The no verbal component part is pretty cool, but the burst is just pathetic. You don't want this.
Number 11, Chromatic Orb.
Chromatic Orb is very popular. It has that variable energy. Personally, I feel like if you bring in a first level blast that has force or radiant or necrotic or psychic damage, you're not going to be needing to mess around with the energy type. Plus, it does have that costly material component. Keeping in mind that you're mostly going to be wanting to use these blasts at levels 1 through 4, spending 50 gold on a material component just to cast an inferior blast might not make much sense. Next.
Number 10, Chaos Bolt.
People love this because of the chance of twinning, but guys, it happens only 12.5% of the time. And the other 87.5% of the time, it does less damage than Chromatic Orb. I don't see the appeal.
Number 9, Frost Fingers. And number 8, Burning Hands.
Yeah, these are basically the same spell, again, trading damage and range in exchange for a small area of effect. Not worth it.
Number 7, Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave is a better area of effect spell. It's a cube, so does affects double the area that a cone does. Can probably get 2 extra targets in there, but again, no range. I'm not that impressed.
Number 6, Inflict Wounds.
Now, Inflict Wounds, now we're starting to get in ones that are pretty decent, because it has that juicy 3d10 necrotic. Now, there is no range, it's a touch attack, and that is certainly problematic, but if you can pull it off, it's really nice to get this level of damage against a single target.
Number 5, Dissonant Whispers.
Dissonant Whisper. So this is the top of the tier 4 level 1 blasts. It's got that fantastic secondary effect where they dash away. Otherwise, it's all right. So finally, we have the final four, right? We are into the top tier of first level blasts. These are all pretty good. So if you're going to choose a blast, I recommend that you probably do so off of this list, if possible. What do we have coming in at number 4?
At number 4, we have Magnify Gravity.
Magnify Gravity. This is the best area of effect blast at first level. It has a nice big area of effect, force damage, cool secondary effects. If you're going to go with an area of effect blast, this is the one that you're going to want.
Number 3, Magic Missile.
Magic Missile, the old mainstay that I think maybe a lot of people suspected might be at number 1 because it's got that amazing auto hit, an elite secondary effect, force damage, just a really nice one to have in your back pocket. But it does come with 2 significant drawbacks. One, it requires sight. And this is bad. It's literally the only first level blast spell that requires sight. And in a lot of cases, one of the reasons that you want a blast spell is so that you have an attack roll that works under conditions of obscurement. So this is a big fail for Magic Missile. And we can't overlook the fact that Magic Missile is negated by the shield spell. So despite the fact that Magic Missile is very good in its positives, the negatives are so significant that I can't put it at the top.
At number 2, we have Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt, what a great blast spell, and clerics get it. Kind of cracks me up, actually, that clerics get a spell that is a better blast than almost any wizard spell. But hey, that's 5e for you. Good for them. Fantastic. I mean, it's really solid all around, and it's the only first level blast spell that comes with no negatives. So that in itself is really nice. This is the only spell that I personally prepare. I do have cleric levels, so this is my one reliable regular blast, and I have gotten great use out of it in the past. Very high marks for Guiding Bolt, but despite how good it is, it's not quite good enough to take the belt. There's one remaining first level blast spell that's even better than Guiding Bolt, which is
Number 1, Catapult.
Catapult! This spell is fantastic. So first of all, no verbal component and no visible origin means that it can be used with impunity from hiding and never revealing your position. That's fantastic from a first level blast. And then on top of that, you can create an additional payload with acid, holy water, or a net. So you can create the highest single target damage of any of the first level blast spells, or you can create good damage and create a persistent restrain condition. That's what makes it so fantastic. There are a few minor negatives that are attached to it, but not so much that they overcome the really strong positives. That's what makes Catapult the best blast spell in the game. I carry this one on scrolls, and this is by far the one that I have personally cast the most. So that's it. Catapult walks away as the winner of this Showdown series. If you agree or disagree, please let me know in the comments. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. This has been the Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Power Gamers Tactics Room. I'm your host, Bill Braun Bafflestone. This is my assistant,
Adelina. See you next time.